So you want to know how to get any girl you want to be your girlfriend. Well, let me break it down for you. But also realize this stuff can be used for dark things. This can be used for bad manipulation with both guys and girls. So if you do want to stay until the end of this video, where arguably the most dangerous secret is, then I trust that you use this for good. But really quickly, I'm Selna, America's face of dating, and I've helped over 100,000 people in 30 different countries. In my exclusive program Arrows, I teach men not only how to attract and date, but also win back the woman of their dreams. Click the link in the description to talk to us and see if you're a great fit for the program and also what I do. So simply follow this two-step formula to get a girlfriend. First, one of the most valuable lessons that my mentor ever taught me is this: the man that is lusted after by women understands that his value he places into her is significantly less valuable than her investment into him. Let me teach you this lesson using a story from a guy in my program about a year ago. So picture a man who went to college. He got his degree. He went on to go get a stable job. He worked his way up in the company and started making about $100,000 a year.
Not bad, not bad.
He began to talk to this girl, let's call him Daniel. Yet, this girl just wouldn't commit to him. Every time he asked her, she just would make an excuse every time. She would say that she wants to keep her options open and she wants to keep dating around. She was talking to another man, let's say his name is Derek. She would tell Daniel how much of an asshole Derek was. She texted him hours ago, but he wouldn't respond until the next day. He would be playful and potentially even flirty with her friends. Then, at parties, he would act like he doesn't even know who she is. He would avoid her but then have sex with her behind the scenes and then act like they weren't a couple. She would come to Daniel when she was upset. They were supposed to go on a vacation, but Derek canceled last minute. And then when Daniel said that he would go, she said that she was already going with a friend. Over the past year alone, Daniel spent over $20,000 on this girl. He helped her with a medical bill. He put a down payment on her car for her. He has a stable job. He would take her out to dinner. This guy was the perfect boyfriend material according to Hollywood. But when he brought up a relationship with her and then told her to dump this guy, she would tell him, "I just can't get over Derek." Daniel didn't realize what in the world was going on. He spent over a year and 20% of his whole income on this girl. And then she says that she loves another guy who treats her a fraction of a percent of what Daniel does. Yet she chooses Derek no matter how shitty he treats her. But why? It's because she invested so much into Derek just to earn his love. She would buy him things. She would let him have her body. And she would even do all the commands that he asked for. It's because the man who women want understands that the more she invests into him, the more that she wants him. The more that she begins to fall for him by the second. This is the spell that the charming man has. This is the dark power that he has that traps them in, and it has them investing before they even know it. The more that they invest into you, the more that they fall for your charm and your spell. Natural human psychology states that we value more that which we invest into. We also value more that which we work for. Picture somebody giving you, like, I don't know, like a flat screen TV. You may watch it the first month and you may value it even, but over time you begin to act like it's not there. However, let's say that there was a competition for that TV and that you had a whole month to earn this TV and you worked for it and you worked for it. And then finally by 1 point you win that TV. You now value that TV for life because every time you look at it, you remember how you worked for it and you won it. The more that we are working for something or investing into something, the more that we are valuing in our head that this must be worthwhile. That's why we are working for it. When something has more value, then the harder we work for it. So you see how this goes into a cycle. The more value it has, the more that we work for it. The more that we work for it, the more value we're saying that it has. And then back and forth until you completely ruin any chance that you have with the girl. But the same can be said for girls, for men. When a woman is asking you questions, that's a form of investment. When she buys you gifts, that's a form of investment. When she buys you food or she brings you candy or your favorite snack, that she is saying that she values you. This makes her fall in love slowly over time thanks to that cycle that I described earlier. Women believe that the more they invest into a man, the more that he will fall for her. Men also think this for women. You want to use that psychology to make her obsessed with you. The second step is to understand one simple thing. It is that the more that we think about something, the the more that we become obsessed with it. This basically means that the more that you occupy their mind, the more that they become obsessed with you and fall for you. Think about, let's say, Lil Nas X, the rapper. Everyone started playing Old Town Road, that song, just over and over and over again. If I played it for you right now, chances are you would know that song because everyone was playing that song. This is what ultimately caused Lil Nas X to blow up, is because everyone was talking and thinking about his music. And then of course he started talking about that really controversial topic at the time. This caused him to get even more attention and caused even more people to start talking about him and thinking about him. Over time he starts to fill your mind and you probably start to see how funny the guy really actually is. This is what gave him so much power so quickly in the music industry. Obsessed means that they are thinking about you all of the time. When you want to have value to somebody, you must fill their brain constantly. A good way to do this is if you are consistently around that person, then they will constantly think about you. If you are around that person every now and then you will automatically be on their mind. That's why all this cheating happens and these affairs happen on sports teams or at work, is because they are constantly together. You are around that person more than when you are at home, and you begin to fill in their mind more because you guys are in the same environment. This roots deep into their subconscious and you start to fill their mind more and more. A lot of the times you might see a girl and you might not like her at first, but being around this girl more and more, you might eventually realize, damn, I'm actually kind of attracted to this girl. The amount of times I get DMs from guys, like probably once a day, where they're like, you know, I didn't like her at first, but over time I just started to like her more. It's because you are around this girl all the time and you start to naturally see these better qualities of her because of psychology, and then you naturally become more attracted to her because you're focusing on these great qualities. And then you just start to become obsessed with her. When you are mysterious, but you're also in the presence of this girl consistently, then she will start to think about you more and more. When we are around something consistently where it is hard to gain the attention of, but also we can't stop thinking about it, then we will inevitably fall in love. No amount of you trying harder for this girl will make her fall in love. It comes down to whether or not you're able to occupy her mind and make her think about you non-stop. And then if you combine this with her investing into you, then she will fall in love with you and become obsessed with you.
Yeah, boy.
And a great way to do this is known as the Ben Franklin effect. This means that when you're at the club and let's say that you're next to a girl and then you ask her, hey, can you pass me that napkin right there? And then let's say that she passes it. She is subconsciously telling herself in her head, I would only do a favor for this guy if he's cool, and he seems cool, so now I must like him. So now she has already justified in her head that you must be cool, and this means that you must have value. She doesn't even realize in her head that this is happening. This makes it so much easier to walk on up to her afterward or later and strike up a conversation with her. And also, one of the best ways to get a girl to think about you non-stop is through social media. Think about it. When you see somebody constantly popping up on your social media stories and they are watching your stories, then what happens? They begin to naturally put value on you and think about you. Just, of course, make sure the stories are actually high value. So if you combine these two things together, making her invest into you with small gifts or candy or time, etc. Also, making her think about you non-stop will make her obsessed with you, and you will finally be able to get a girlfriend. This is how to get a girlfriend the dark way, so make sure you use this with caution. If you need my help, then the quickest way to reach me is to reach out to us on Instagram and talk to my team directly. And if you want more of these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and I will see you in the next video.